In lesson 8.3 cross sections, we're going to talk about the standard 7.G.3, describe two-dimensional figures that result from slicing three-dimensional figures, as in a plane sections of right rectangular prisms and right rectangular pyramids. The essential question then is, how can you describe cross sections of three-dimensional figures? So a couple of definitions that we have to worry about here. As you can see, we have intersections is a point or set of points common to two or more geometric figures. That's where, like this here, is an intersection right there. Plane is a flat surface that extends forever in all directions. So this is an example of a plane right here, or that one is a plane. Okay, think of like a plane of glass. A cross-section is the intersection of a three-dimensional figure and a plane. So if you take a look right here, so we have, this is a cone. We have a plane that intersects that cone. So what is this figure here that we have? So in that cone, that's going to be a circle. And I'm going to show you a technique on how to be able to help you. So a couple of things that we have to look at first before we get started is what are the lines telling us when we're drawing a figure? Well, in engineering, we use what we call visible lines, and they're represented by the solid line that you see here. And the other one is a hidden line, and that's we represent through a dashed line. What that means is that the line exists, but you just can't see it from the angle that you're looking at. So I've drawn a rectangular prism here, and if we're looking at it from sort of like a view from this here kind of coming out at you, you can see these lines, the solid lines, those are visible. Those are the ones that you can see. Without turning the object, in this case the rectangular prism, you cannot see the lines that are in the back. So they're hidden, but they do exist. So let me help you on how to, what we call our mind's eye. So let me help you when you're looking at an object. What I'd like you to do is sort of like envision or imagine that you have an object in your hand and you hold that out in front of you. Okay? Now, leave that object there in space. Okay? Now, I'm not talking physically because we know it's going to drop. I'm talking about just kind of imagine that that object is floating there in space in front of you. Okay? And that's what you're doing with the object in your mind. You're looking at it. And then we have to look at it from different perspectives. Now, we don't move the object. We move the body. We move your body in relation to where that object is. And we keep that the same. And what happens is that gives us 6 different perspectives or 6 different ways that we're going to look at that object. So if we have one, and I'm going to kind of draw this here, that would be our front. So obviously if there's a front, there's a back. And then we can also look at the object from this side. So as we're looking at that, we're looking at the right side. And then if we look at it from this, which you can't see because of the way that the object's drawn, but this is the left side. And then we have the top, and of course we have the bottom. Now, you'll also see in some texts, and I think our text does it, it's also called the base. So bottom or base, either one. So you have 6 perspectives on how to look at the object. Now that object is floating in space. So why is that important for us to be able to develop our mind's eye and how we look at an object? Well, because when we look at a 2D drawing, and you know this is a page, okay, and you're only going to get 2D, 2 dimensions, but we're trying to create a 3D object on there, and what we do is we use things to sort of make it look like. And what we have to do is we have to change our perspective to understand what kind of shape is going to occur when we take a plane and we cut or intersect that object so that we can see what the resulting figure is going to be. So in this case, what we do is we go to the top-down view. And this is a cone. Well, we know that from a top-down view, cones are circular. And then if you're looking for the lines, all the sides are smooth as they come up, and this is the point. This piece right here is that right there. okay? And then this is down here. So anywhere we cut that line, we're going to end up having a circle. Here we look at this rectangular prism, triangular prism, but if we look at it from the front, okay, we know we're going to have a triangle. So if we cut that off, okay, so what I'm trying to help you learn is at which perspective, which way are you going to look at, okay, to see or to envision what type of shape are you going to get when a plane creates a cross section. If we take a look on A, we have this piece right here, and this is cutting off on an angle, okay? So if you were to look down from this way, you would see that that is a triangle. If you look here, you could either look from the top, or you could look from the bottom, doesn't matter which way, but you can see that you're going to end up having a rectangle. So here you have two more explore activities that you can go ahead and do and try to see what you come up with there. In the next section, we have here a right rectangular pyramid with a non-base square shown. So if it's a non-base square, most likely they're looking at it here, that's going to be a rectangular base. So what they want you to do is to kind of describe that. Notice here the hidden lines, okay? So this is another clue that kind of helps you out. You have the solid lines. That's what you'd be able to see from this perspective looking straight in at it, okay, and on this side. But you can't see the back lines, but they are there, okay? So you have those dashed lines that help you out. So here in A, they just want you to try to describe. I helped you out already on this one. And then the shape of each side. What does this shape? So when you're looking at it from this side, you have the four sides, okay? What do and then this one would be from this way. What are the four sides? What do they look like? Is it possible for a cross section of the pyramid to have each of the shape? Now, when we talk about the cross sections, okay, you could do a cross section this way. You could do a cross section this way, this way, this way. Any way that you want to try to figure out on how to have those cross sections, okay, that's what they're asking. And is the result a square, a rectangle, triangle, circle, or trapezoid? Here's a few more examples they give you in guided practice. They give you a cube. They also tell you to go look at your explore activity number 1. Here's a cylinder, okay? Now the cylinder, if you see, they've taken the plane and they've gone straight down. So if we did a straight-on view, a front view, that perspective, you know, your cylinder would look like this. So if I cut that in half, what would that look like? Again, triangular prism and then a cone. This has a fancy name to it, and I'll give that to you in class, but just give me the best you can in trying to describe what that looks like when a plane intersects a cone going straight down. So I hope that helps you out, and have a good day.